BayLisia Ewing in the morning, yeah.
Good morning to you all. We made it into another day, and I am so thankful for those of you who tuned in today for another exciting BayLisia Ewing in the morning show. I am your host, BayLisia Ewing. I want to thank God for waking us up this morning and starting us on our way. We are so blessed. Today I will be continuing with the ABR Live concept, and we will be moving on to lesson number 4. How to activate change. Yes, we must activate change because unless we start, nothing is going to happen. We can dream it, write it down, stare at it all day long and wish. Tell everyone what we're going to do, who we're going to be, but we must start. So get yourselves ready, get your minds ready for your next opportunity. And now for the ABR lesson number 4. How to activate change. Welcome back to the ABR Live concept. I designed this concept on my journey to activating change in my life. I had to accept the fact that I needed to stop blaming people and situations in my life for the opportunities I've missed. For me, this happened one day when I woke up and really looked at my situation, and I saw what I saw, but what I saw was a life that needed an overhaul. I lived in default because I did not pack my bags mindfully, as I discussed in lesson 1, where I discussed the importance of being careful as to what you are feeding your mind, who is feeding your mind. What we focus on set a pace for our daily lives. I did not take the time to evaluate what I packed in my bag, which means that I was not careful to choose the positive people who would add to my everyday life by encouraging me. When it comes to our lives, we must evaluate every given moment. Fear is that factor that most of us allow to control us. In last week's lesson, I asked all those who believe that they've conquered fear to remove the word fear from their mirrors, rip it up, and throw it away. And for those of you who needed more time to face your fears, I trust that you stayed with us last week and took away a pearl or two, and was able to receive lesson 3, which was a change must come. This week's lesson is how to activate change. When we make a decision to activate, it is a plan to be active in our experiences. We are saying to ourselves, get up. It's time to do something about this situation. It's time to get beyond this plateau. It is time to grow. Yes, a change must come, but only if we activate the change will come. We are now in a place mentally where fear cannot take over. There are times on this journey when we may become fearful, but we can immediately speak to fear and say, I am truly over you. And then we carry on with what we are called to do. What is your dream? What is your calling? When we are certain, without a doubt, as to our dream or calling, and we are ready to plan and put in place the steps necessary to achieve our dream, then and only then are we ready to activate change. From the letters and emails I've been receiving, I can tell that most of our listeners are ready to activate change. This is a great time to pull out your ABR worksheets and take notes under the subheading Activate. 5 steps to activate change. Step number 1, have faith. Make a decision to look at your bold move positively. Do not look at it with anxiety and fear. Walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, I know that we've been hearing this for many years in church and the movies, etc., but this is a tried and true thing. Though a spiritual principle, it's the step that ties all the other steps together. When you are starting any project, whether it is for personal improvement or financial improvement, if you look at it for what it is now and judge it because of fear of the unknown, then you are walking by sight only. When you are able to look beyond what you see in front of you now and embrace the vision that got you to the activation stage, you are now empowered to believe that this dream is not a mistake. Everything will fall in place once you believe and continue on the path of no resistance. Step number 2, be certain. Move at a slow and steady pace. Go back to your first list of things that you want to change. I know you wrote them down in the earlier ABR lessons. These are your goals. Powerful changes require time, patience, and understanding. There are baby steps within the big steps that we must pay attention to. All babies need attention. I learned my lesson by not being clear as to what I want to accomplish by when. Being clear means that the goals and activities must be measurable. So when you define your goals, set realistic expectations, you are clarifying your path to your goal. Step 3, push through. We all know there are days when we just don't feel like it, and that's when we need to push through. Newton's law teaches us that an object in motion will stay in motion, and one at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. This holds true to everyday life, and many of us are looking for that outside force to show up and push us through. We expect our friends, parents, brothers, sisters, spouse, and other loved ones to come to our rescue. But guess what? You can be that force with a clear plan. Here it is. Create a stimulant that will make you act, something that will push you to do that thing that you know you must do to accomplish your goal or daily activities. For example, if you know that you want to write a book, set up a writing station near your bed or any other place where you can see it. Put it in front of your face. Make it irresistible. This should draw you in daily. Do not allow feelings of boredom from repetition get in the way of your success. You cannot take care of yourself and your family with feelings only. You need positive habits that are measurable. Step number 4, compete with your yesterday. In order to improve on your progress, competing with yesterday's accomplishments is a must. Write down your daily tasks and keep track of that which was fulfilled and not fulfilled. Troubleshoot. Find out why some tasks were fulfilled and what is needed to get it done. Hurdles are a part of everyday life, but it is in learning how to get over these hurdles that the fulfillment of sound levels are gained. Looking closely at what you did yesterday allows you to put in place different activities that are measurable, and you are able to see your accomplishments and celebrate them. For example, you own a restaurant in the food court at your local mall, and sales were down yesterday because your chef arrived late, and lunch was of course late, so your loyal customers went to another establishment. At the end of the day, you're left with no profit. But what would you do differently to ensure that this does not happen again? This is troubleshooting. It's all about action steps. Step number 5, do it all over again. Be consistent. Remember that principles remain the same, but methods change. Always be ready. Do not be like the sheet in the wind. Once you know what your goal or calling is, activate change. Do not waver, because if you do, you are considered to be living in default. No one is meant to live in default. Get up, get out, and get those dreams and goals in motion, because your destiny is too great for you not to activate. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's ABR lesson number 4. Well, it's that time. It's time for Letters from the Heart. Dear BayLisia, my name is Kiera, but you can call me Kiki. I am the mother of 2 children, ages 4 and 1. I am 21 years old and I am from Washington State. I listen to your show on the internet and I really like the ABR concept. I have been applying each lesson to my life, but I am stuck on lesson number 2, and I still have the word fear on my mirror, but I know I will move beyond this soon. Thank you for sharing it with us. BayLisia, my issue is I have been with my current boyfriend since my early teens. We have 2 children together, and life is just okay. I love my boyfriend and my children very much, but we never spend time together as a family doing family things. We haven't been anywhere together in a very long time besides the grocery store or the kids' doctor's appointments. I take the children to the park alone, and if I choose to go out, I would ask him to come with us or to take us out, but he never does. We have not been out on a date or even a walk since our last baby was born. My boyfriend is a great provider. He works a regular 8 to 5 job and takes good care of us. We have what we need as far as basics like food, clothing, and shelter. He never proposed to me or even discusses marriage. When I bring it up, he just laughs and says, "What are you talking about, girl? We live together, right?" BayLisia, I am not happy in my relationship, and I feel like my life is wasting away. I love being a mother and a girlfriend, but I feel as though he's not treating me as a wife, his wife. How can I tell my boyfriend that I want marriage and more positive attention towards the children and I without making him feel I am ungrateful? Kiki, thank you so much for your letter. First of all, I want to say that you sound like a dedicated mom and girlfriend who genuinely loves being who you are, and your boyfriend has surely found himself a gem. Your boyfriend seems to be a hard worker. I don't see bad things here in your situation. I only see progression for your family. Your boyfriend is still there with you, doing good for the family, and continue to step up as a man and a father. That in and of itself is very commendable. You did not mention his age in your letter, but I'm going to assume that he is your peer. Kiki, there are things that you can do to spice things up and let your boyfriend know how much you appreciate his efforts and accomplishments by being such a good provider for you and the children. Tell him that you would like him to spend quality time with you and the children. I do not know what his model of family life was when he was growing up, because you did not mention any of that in your letter. Even though our upbringing play an important role in our current behavior for the most part, we can still make a decision to do things differently, better than our parents did. When we finally take the helm after leaving home, we are steering our own ship. I truly believe there is hope for this family once positive communication takes place. I understand your fear in this situation, but where there is love and togetherness, fear should not live. You are keeping it real, and you are asking for what you need. Kiki, I was fearful in my past relationships also, so I did not ask for what I wanted. And that, my dear, is where I made the mistake. Remember, if we do not ask for what we want, we will get whatever. This is what I am suggesting. If you have a support system, friends, family, or trustworthy neighbors, have them keep the children for you, maybe 2 to 3 hours. Make a nice dinner for your boyfriend. Set the table real nice with some candles and nice mellow music, and ready yourself in something elegant. When your boyfriend comes home, lead him to the table. He can change later. Do not bring up the issues. Just let him eat and enjoy you and the dinner. After dinner, you can allow him to get washed up really quickly and get relaxed. And of course, by now he would have figured out that the children are not in the house because the house will be extra quiet. Now, you discuss with him what you want. Let him know that you needed some alone time with him and that you really have to speak to him tonight. Tell him how you feel and what you need in a nice, soft tone, and take it from there. If no changes come about, then maybe you need couples therapy, couples counseling from a pastor or other counselor in your area. We have an email from King. King says, Kiki, you are a good mom, so focus on that and find your passion. Work on it while you raise your children. You said your first child is 4 years old and you are 21 years old. So I don't know if you completed high school. I'm thinking that you can find a babysitter and go back to school in the meantime. When your boyfriend is at work, it can be very difficult raising children and feeling like you are all alone. So most times when you find something to do for you in the midst of all the hustle and bustle of being a mom and a mate, life can be trying. So while you are working on your relationship, get yourself some goals and work on them also. I wish you the best and take care of the babies. We have another email from Sheila V. Sheila says, Kiki, I want to encourage you to not be scared anymore. We are all human beings and you are in a relationship with a human being also, who is the father of your children. If you are afraid to talk at home and tell him what you're feeling, then something is wrong. After years of being together, you should be able to talk about the important stuff. You have children and now you have family, and you have a family to consider in all your actions. You must communicate in a positive way, like BayLisia said, and work things out. All the best, Kiki. Thank you for your letter, Kiki. I hope you got something from our suggestions. Thank you, Sheila V. and King, for weighing in via email. It's time for letter number 2. Hi, BayLisia listeners. My name is Ricardo. I am a single professional male in my mid-40s from Atlanta, Georgia. I am having a hard time finding a permanent female mate. I am a straight guy, but other professional guys in my line of work are always hitting on me. I know that I am heterosexual, not bisexual or gay, but sometimes I wonder why I'm not finding the right lady to share my life with. Is this a sign? I have so much love to share, and I want to share as soon as possible with a nice lady. BayLisia, I've tried online dating, blind dates, and more. I consider myself a very pleasing to the eye kind of guy. I'm a total gentleman who carries himself well. BayLisia and listeners, please help me as the clock is ticking and I need to share love now. Whoa, thank you for your letter, Ricardo. The mid-40s can be very exciting in one's life. It is that time when we are settling into our ways. Most of us are already in great careers. Some of us are changing careers and getting ready for serious stability. So I understand your plight. Ricardo, I believe you when you said that you are pleasing to the eyes and that your peers who are male are hitting on you even as you are in the quest for that nice female to consider as your mate. Ricardo, you are an intelligent man, a professional man at that, and I know you understand that you do not have to attend every party you are invited to, and this is the case here with the male suitors who are attempting to pull you in their direction. I am clear on the fact that your letter states that you are looking for a female mate. Knowing your direction and choice is a great thing. I would say stay strong, be patient, and your female mate will come when you least expect her to. Try visiting decent places you usually do not frequent. You just never know. Also, try not to push your dates too quickly with the talk of marriage and settling down too early on in. Do not bring up the subject when you are on dates. Ricardo, I always say that there is someone out there for everyone, but you must start out slowly with friendship before the commitment. I have an email here from Driver of NSX who wants to weigh in and says, Ricardo, finding the right mate is not a job. God will send you the right mate at the right time. Not because you are in your mid-40s, you have to feel rushed to get a mate. You are at a mature age, not old and cold if there's such a thing. I am glad that you have love to share. Tell the men who are coming on to you that you're just not that kind of guy. And just keep it moving. Good luck to you, Ricardo. And it is okay to wait. Thank you for your response via email, Driver of NSX. And Ricardo, we wish you all the best on your quest. She is out there. I am your host, BayLisia Ewing. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell your friends and family that they can catch up on all the past ABR lessons.